What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to a big day, a big announcement for the club. Apparently, the way they announced it, or they announced it. Basically, we're gonna talk about Rabiot staying because now it's official. We're gonna talk about Cuadrado a little bit, Junior, Parisi, and some other stuff that came out today. But obviously, the main news is Rabiot staying because that's now 100% certain. It's official. No more Manu in the race, or according to Giovanni Albanese, the road is getting uphill, and then 24 hours later it's announced. So that's all gone because he's staying. It's a 1 year deal, which we already discussed at length. Like Jan is saying in the comments, um, I don't think I don't think anyone understands the deal. I don't think there's I don't think there's one person that can explain to me how and why this deal took place. 1 year. Um, if I'm looking at it from Rabiot's perspective, it makes no sense. Easy, like done. Like 1 year deal. The risk of picking up a big injury and being without a contract the following season is there. It's football. It can happen. So it makes no sense for him whatsoever. Even though, no, even let's say he didn't have another offer. Like he didn't have an offer from Manu or Barcelona. I don't know. Name the team. Then it makes sense. You would think, but I would still say no because if the only offer he had on the table was a 1 year offer from us, which I cannot believe. He's not a world class player, but he's not a shitty player. So there would have been other offers. But let's say it was the only offer, we and nobody else. Like we offered him 1 year deal and nobody else came in for him. Good. Then why, if that was the case, then why didn't he sit down with the club and ask for a longer deal on more favorable terms for the club? Maybe dropping the wage, but get that security that you're gonna get a long-term deal, even if it's 2 3 years. I don't know. He didn't even do that, which makes it even more bizarre because I've never seen anything like this. You see these things maybe when a player is 35 or 34 and the club is not sure about moving him on because he's still good, but they don't want to fully commit to them, and the player, he thinks he's good enough to play at a high level and doesn't want to leave to a different country, and he accepts a 1 year deal, a bit like Modric, only Modric is kind of world class. But they're signing 1 year deals because if it doesn't work out the following season, Real Madrid has no commitments to Modric. Modric has no contract, and he will get big money somewhere else because that will happen. That not even that happened. He actually signed a 1 year deal, and I have no explanation. I have absolutely no explanation why first of all, why we kept him. I don't get it. It's short term thinking. It's 1 year and then whatever. It feels like it's 1 year to bridge a gap, or maybe it's 1 year and then Allegri's gone, so let's give him one more year. But like it's point, like he is a free, like we got him on a free agent basis. He was a free agent, now he's a free agent again next summer. Like you're losing, you're not winning money. Like there's no money in this operation because you got him on a free. Get it? You were losing him on a free, because you failed to sell him last summer to Manu. That didn't happen. You signed him to a 1 year deal, and now you're gonna lose him again on a free next summer. So you're just losing money on this player basically. Like there's no win-win situation, and that baffles me even more because I don't get it. Like absolutely don't get it. I have a feeling Parisi will be the best player for next season. I will talk about talk about that later. Uh, yeah, the club is thinking, with Euro signs on their mind and not really about squad building. If you're being completely honest, because you didn't really need to sign him to, like Rovella comes in, maybe you get somebody else, and maybe you get um, you get um, excuse me, you get a Fratesian or whatever, but you build for the future. Now this is short term. one more time. Like it's again short-term thinking, and I, we've done this before. Like we've done this for the last couple of years, basically. That's what we have done, and it's like we've done it last season with Di Maria, short-term thinking, and now we have no right winger, and actually we haven't been linked like really with right wingers. So that's even that's the worrying part. Like they thought short term, but there is no plan B line. Like we let Di Maria go, excuse me, which you can all discuss. It's fair or it's not fair, but there's no replacement lined up. Actually the replacement we didn't play like last season, and now apparently we're trying to sell. Let's see what Di Marzio will say, because I need to give credit to Di Marzio because he's kind of leading the transfer news. All the other journalists we all like don't are not doing it. But let's see, because apparently today there was a meeting to even sell Sule, like permanently done. So no right wingers, if he even was a right winger, because apparently he was great as a mezzala. The giveaway will be announced the coming week, and the giveaway for the membership, because people have asked, that will also announce later on, because I will wait for the other two jerseys to drop before I hand out the jersey for that one. Zaniolo was the only link. Yeah, like I said, no link. Absolutely no link whatsoever. Don't think we're playing with wingers looking the way anyway. Okay. Yeah. Well, going off... Actually, before I went live, I saw a journalist from DAZN Italy saying that we're actually trying to switch to a back four again, but then going off the links and whatever, it like doesn't scream back four, if we're being completely honest. But then again, if you sell Bremer, you better switch to a back four. Like Bremer is why you should be playing like if you play a 3-5-2, it's to get the best out of Bremer at the back. But if you're just gonna sell Bremer, then bring someone else in, obviously, and switch to a back four. Don't do weird stuff, and just keep like the junior thing. I will address it immediately, because the report is coming from Giovanni Albanese, and he's crap. Like, let's be completely honest, he's horrible at reporting news. But that news has been reported by other outlets as well for like weeks now, that Junior can leave, and then we bring Parisi in, which makes absolutely no sense, because one is a left back, one is a left winger, whatever. It makes no sense. And yes, you can play 3-5-2, but okay, then you do that, fine, but you have Parisi and what else? Like Kostic in a 3-5-2, like, okay, good. And on the right side, nothing again. Just play a back four, because you have the squad, or you can build the squad to play back four. That was his idea. Like, I don't get that. Like last season when Allegri came in, or like 2 seasons ago, his idea, and he made it very clear, is playing a back four. I have no idea why he's switching to this, because if you are getting what you want, you get Rabiot, you want him to say you get him, build for the back four. Like, why? What is this obsession with playing a back three and moving on the players you should be keeping? You shouldn't be moving on from Junior. Now, if Junior turns around and he says, I'm not going to stay here long term, maybe next season, even if I play now, I want to leave, I want to go back to my home country, fine, then yes, you move him on. But I'm not getting that vibe. Like, there has been no report that he wants to do that as of now. So I'm going off the premises that that's not the case. You wanted to play a back four, play a back four. If you need to sell, I'm making up something now, Bremer, to bring in Pau Torres, because you want to play a back four and you believe you'll do, not magic, but you do much better in a back four, then that's what you needed to do last summer, basically. But brought on Bremer, we moved to back four, it didn't work, we switched to a back five, a back three, and we were terrible as well. Like, we were leaking goals no matter what. It looked terrible. But if you are gonna look terrible, then do that in your initial idea of playing a back four, and don't move on players like Junior. MC, because you need You need to bring in Parisi and you need to keep Julian. If you want to move somebody else on, then move on Kostic. If that's what you're trying to do, because apparently he isn't happy as well. 4-3-1-2 meetings. That was the idea, or that was the rumor when he came on. To be honest, so you would all assume that he could switch back, but I don't get why this obsession with a back three. I don't get it. Due to our financial issues, I think re-signing Rabiot was not a bad idea. It's not injury prone, and as a matter of fact, was our best player last season. He wasn't like Rabiot was good, but I don't think he was our best player that last season. We were poor as a team, and he scored some goals, and that makes everybody believe that he was unreplaceable, and that's just not true. A bit like Danilo. People think he was amazing. That's not amazing. Like, the standards are really low if we are gonna label those performances amazing, or very good. We were crap last season. The level should be going up. It should be going up. And if you tell me we can let we can let Rabiot go, but you bring in Fratesi, I'm all for it, because that's a player you're gonna have for multiple seasons, rather than handing out money to Rabiot again on a free basis, and then he's gone for free again next season. You're just losing money on this player. You're losing money again. Again. You're paying him wages, and next season you're not going to get anything out of him. Sending away players with high salaries like Paredes, Di Maria, Cuadrado is essential. Next hope, Alexandro, I agree with that. I really don't mind this 1 year, guys. We will need to play well, and we will be motivated to prove himself so he can get a better deal. But that's what happened now. He played well, quote unquote, to get a better deal. He said that at the World Cup. He said playing well means that I'll probably get better offers on a free agent, and that didn't happen. So I'm not buying that. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that, because that was what we have been discussing ever since the World Cup, ever since he did that first presser at the World Cup. So that's a no for me. That's a no for me. Don't forget he was the MVP. I don't believe he was, but okay. Imagine another season with a 3-5-2 with Kostic and Weah. Well, you can imagine that. You're probably going to see that, and probably on Wednesday when I drop Julian's video, you will probably cry when you see certain numbers linked with Weah, which, like I said, it's going to be the worst 3-5-2 you'll ever see at this moment in time, as of now. Players like Kostic, Danilo, and Bremer can only play in a 3-5-2, unfortunately. I'm going to say something shocking. No, I believe Bremer is better in 3-5-2. He can play in a back four. He's not an idiot. He's not done. He's finished. He can grow. He can do that. We shouldn't be building, shocking news, we shouldn't be building a team to make look Kostic and Danilo good. Is that something controversial to say? If Danilo's not good in a back four, sorry, buddy, that's your problem. But no, we handed out a new deal. We're pushing the Capitano, which is getting on my nerve at this moment in time. The way the club keeps pushing it. We are helping out players that shouldn't be helped out. Chiesa, Vlahovic, Fagioli, Miretti, Locatelli, these are the players you should be helping out. You should be putting those guys in the best position possible to win, to improve, and to compete. We shouldn't build a team to make freaking Danilo look better. Danilo, who moved position because he was getting cooked in his natural position. That's what happened. We shouldn't be helping out these type of players, but we did, and we do, because we handed out a new deal. We are making him look like he's one of the best leaders we have ever had in a club. He's not. He only says the right stuff for the team in a team that's terrible. And when players do come out, they get criticized by their own coach. That's what actually is happening. I don't get it. And that's what pissed me off. When I talked about Danilo not being good enough, I was going off the fact that we are helping out players that they don't need help. they need to be moved on, or sit on that bench and play a few games here and there. Like if that's what the club really wants, if you want to keep those guys around. But we are letting players like Vlahovic, Chiesa die out there. Locatelli be very inconsistent to help out players at the end of their career. Absolutely madness. But that's what is actually happening in this club. That's what actually is happening in this club. And that's why I'll never say and sit here and be like, oh, that's amazing from Danilo. We play a freaking back three, back five, like whatever, you know. If you get him isolated, he gets cooked, and he was getting cooked a lot last season. And people, for some reason, want to forget that. But whatever. Who said that Bremer can play in a back four? It's a straight lie from Twitter, idiot. He's better in a back three. He is. At the beginning of the season, he kind of struggled in the back four, but like he's not towards the end of his career where he cannot learn anymore, or whatever you want to say. He can play in a back four. Like, people need to relax. He will play Milik and Keane as starters, no joke, and I will cry. And Danilo and Rabiot are hailed as gods while they're mediocre. Yeah. People said De Ligt can play in a back three. He had his best year in career. Whatever. Like, obviously, De Ligt can play in a back three. That was never a debate. I don't know why that was a debate, by the way. Buying for Key means they're not in for Vlahovic. I will talk about that a little bit later. Let me see. We should be building a team to help out the better players, not the average ones like Danilo. Yeah, and that's what we have done. But you know, if you say something, you're not a real fan. You know, if you criticize Danilo, you're not a real fan. Even today, he came out with the quote, which it was bad enough to hear those same quotes after every game we lose. Now it's preseason, it's summer. Instead of chilling, he's saying, you know, the same crap. You know, it is what it is. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that for the 100th time, that we need to be better. We need to have a reaction for the fans and blah, 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 and then go out there and stink it out. You know, it's been 2 seasons, and some people will keep eating it up. But it is what it is. Vlahovic, because I did want to talk about Vlahovic. Bayern are putting an offer in for Kane. I think it was 70 mil plus bonus. That got rejected really, really quickly. So that's that. Obviously, because Tottenham won 100 mil. I don't think Bayern are going to pay 100 mil. So I do believe, as of now, unless Harry Kane wakes up tomorrow and is like, I'm not signing a deal next season, sell me now, and he goes public, and I think fans will back him when he comes out in this situation and said, I've done enough, I want to leave. Other than that, I still think there's a possibility that Bayern will come in for Vlahovic. I hope not, because they will not pay up. They will probably not overpay what Premier League clubs will pay. But besides the first week of June and the last week of May, there has been no links with Vlahovic. It's been quiet. Like, he's not even being mentioned, not even by the worst sources out there. He's not. The focus has shifted to Chiesa, and even today there was a report that the club would be willing to accept 60 million euros, which, if he goes to the Premier League, you're idiots. Because if Aston Villa can offer 60 million euros, then surely you can get more money from clubs like Liverpool and Newcastle. You know, I'm gonna repeat myself. If you sell Chiesa, I'm not done with the club. I'm gonna watch it, but what's the point? You know, all the excitement is gone. There's absolutely, like, imagine first game of the season, I don't know, Atalanta at home, and you see the lineup, and there's no Chiesa, there's just Vlahovic up top, and there's Rabiot, Locatelli, and Fagioli. Probably not, because he's not gonna play with injury yet. Name it Pogba, we might be fit, and you have Parisi in a 3-5-2, whoever's on the right wing. It doesn't scream exciting. It doesn't scream that. If you lose Chiesa, you lose the little bit of excitement you had in that squad, and it's gone. And the club is not getting away with it this time. They're not. In terms of, fans will be pissed. You cannot move on. I think it's obvious that gonna need to sell a player. Somebody needs to go out because they need that money. Is it gonna be Vlahovic? Is it gonna be Chiesa? Is it gonna be Bremer? Who knows? But I think Chiesa, is a player you should be keeping no matter what, because he's the only exciting player we have. Unless they have something in the cooker we don't know. But if the name that has been linked with us, that should be the quote unquote exciting player, is freaking Zaniolo, and you cannot fall any lower than that. I'm sorry. So let's see how that will go. I think from now until training camp, there will be a lot of talks about Chiesa, probably some offers here and there. It's up to the club to see what they're gonna do. If you lose Chiesa, I think nobody's looking forward to the new season without Chiesa. I don't think anyone is exciting about going into a new season knowing that there is absolutely no excitement in that squad up top. Like, absolutely zero whatsoever. That team screams 3-5-2, and even if you play a back four, it's not going to be a back four, and it screams we're going to put that ball in and we're going to cross the hell out of that, of the ball week in, week out. That's what it's screaming now. You cannot lose Chiesa. Like, you cannot. What do you think will be our next signing after Real? Probably Parisi, I guess. I'm not sure. Chiesa should be sold for 80-90 million if Tonali is 70 plus. Yeah, I still cannot believe Newcastle paid 70 mil for Tonali. That's what I said. I don't believe the reports of 60. If they paid 70 mil for Tonali, they can pay at least that for Chiesa. They have sent Maximum on big money, and he has a worse GA than Rabiot. But some users will defend club decisions. Unbelievable. They call us fake fans with their behavior. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about others. They can do whatever they want. If people want to lower their standards, it's up to them. Berardi, he will get linked. I think he was linked to be actually. Yeah, I think he was linked at the start of the Mercato. I saw his name floating around. In my opinion, who do you think you should sell to fix our finances? It's tough. It's tough. I'm just saying, not Chiesa. Ciao Ale, PSG has recently raised their interest in signing Vlahovic since Osimhen is too expensive. I saw that. I think a lot will depend on what Mbappe will do. But I don't like. I think they rather will go for Harry Kane than Vlahovic. That's just a feeling I'm having at this moment. I'm very quiet around Vlahovic. Very strange, and he didn't have his best season, but like even if that was the case, and that was the case, like no rumors make absolutely no sense whatsoever. Make no sense whatsoever. Berardi will go to Lazio. I think Berardi will stay where he is because he's scared. He's scared. I don't see Vlahovic going to PSG if he leaves. I kind of agree at this moment in time. I don't think PSG will go for him. I think they will go for Harry Kane, like I said. But imagine keeping Vlahovic and having nothing around him. He had Di Maria and Chiesa around him, and we're still not scoring. Now imagine keeping Vlahovic with Allegri, and you don't have Chiesa, you don't have Di Maria, you have nothing. Like it's absolutely scary. It's scary. But some player now, it's all not fun, but it's all rumors. But one of those three players will be sold. At least one of them will leave, and it will happen, I think, relatively soon. I think before preseason in 2-3 weeks times, the 11th or the 10th, I think we will have a grasp of, it's gonna be Bremer, he's gonna leave, or it's gonna be Chiesa, or it's gonna be Vlahovic. It's kind of set in stone that they're gonna leave, and it's not gonna be fun. But buckle up for next week, because I think it will heat up around one of those three players. I think it will, and it's not something I'm looking forward to. I think nobody's looking forward to be honest. Pogba's not gonna leave. Other news is I talked about Parisi, talked about Vlahovic, talked about talked about everything, I guess. Rabiot, let me see. I made a list. Let me see. Cuadrado, he's gone, which is only logical. You know, I think people are going overboard a little bit. You know, disrespecting him. I think he was very good player for us, but he stayed 2 years too long. Like he needed to leave last summer at the bare minimum, and I think that kind of overshadowed what he has done for the club. You know, not for me. I was angry with him, frustrated. I wanted him to go because he's terrible at this moment in time. It is what it is. But overall, what he gave us, I will never forget. You know, it wasn't world class or whatever, but he was always available. He did his thing, and you know, he switched to right back, and he did that better than I could have imagined. Obviously, not the last season and a half, but that's my entire point. Other than that, good luck to him, and a lot of good memories about from him. You know, a clutch player. I'm not talking about the last season and a half, but other than that, it's time to move on. Like, if you want to be that club again, you need to make those decisions really, really quickly. You know, really, really quickly. Let me see if other news dropped. No other news dropped. So yeah, good for him. Sandro's situation went a little bit silent lately. Yeah, I think I said it yesterday. I think that's some deal that will happen. That could happen very late on, as well. Because as a free agent, you can sign whenever. So let's see. Don't give up hope on that. Don't lose any hope. It could still happen. It could still happen. Let me see. Next comment. My best Cuadrado moment was a goal versus Bayern. Oh, yeah. We didn't win that game, but that was a very good moment. It was a very good moment. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna wrap it up. I will drop a daily news video like I did yesterday after Di Marzio spoke. Otherwise, I'm just gonna put out old news, because I'm expecting some sort of news. Not very exciting news. It's probably gonna be about selling players. So stay tuned. That will drop at midnight my time, just after Di Marzio spoke. For people who have already bought one of the new jerseys we have in our shop with the 3 things on, the 3 trophies. Thanks for the support. You can do that. Link is, you can just click in the link under the video, or you can go to our homepage on the YouTube homepage and go to the store. And yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Go watch Julian's Coach's Corner, because I felt sad, but he wanted to do that. Not sure why, but he put out a Millie Coach's Corner. So go watch that. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I need to check. Julian did a video on comparing fullbacks. Wea, Parisi, Cuadrado's in that list. Alexandro and Castagna are in that list, because those are the players we linked with, players we have in the squad, or players we watched last season. And it's kind of eye-opener / I wish I never saw that, because the numbers are they're very surprising. They're absolutely very surprising. So go check that out tomorrow or Thursday. You will see when it drops. And yeah, like this video. Thanks for watching, and I will be back live tomorrow.